been chilly and damp, but we are ready for baseball. The skies have cleared. Downtown Minneapolis, the fans are arriving at Target Field for the final homestand of the season. It's the Tigers and the Twins. For the visitors, Spencer Turnbull makes his second big league start, third big league appearance. For Minnesota, they're going to have an opener. Gabriel Moya will be the opener. The primary pitcher will be Cole Stewart. Both have seemed to flourish in this role of late. 7 games to go for the Minnesota Twins, starting with 3 here tonight against Ron Gardenhire and the Detroit Tigers. Let's take a look at the series setup. We'll start with what lies ahead for Minnesota. They've been really good here at Target Field, so it's fitting that they're going to try to close in style. 12 games over 500 here, 43-31. Last time we saw the Twins in this ballpark, they were winning a series against the Bronx Bombers, the New York Yankees. Joe Mauer, will this be the final homestand in his career? I don't know, but boy, his numbers are pretty impressive. On base 3,072 times, which ties Harmon Killebrew for the most in Twins history. The next time he's on base, it will be a milestone for number 7. The guy you got to slow down on the visitor's side is Nicholas Castellanos. Holy cow, what a September. 390 average, 30 hits. Pretty incredible guy. Bats third, plays right field for the Tigers. But when we return, the Twins are going to try to finish strong. Dick Kramer, Bert Blyleven, with what these young players want to do to impress their manager and coaching staff as they try to close out 2018 in style.
All on Fox Sports North is presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
Only 7 games left in the 2018 season, and they'll all be at Target Field. First of 3 between the Twins and the Tigers. And the good news is the Twins have played awfully well here at home this year, much better than they did last year when they went to the playoffs. So we'll hope that that continues over the final week of the regular season. And we welcome you to Target Field, and it feels like fallout. Dick Kramer along with Bert Blyleven. You might not recognize the Minnesota Twins because they've had only 9 players here in the final week of the season that were with them on opening day. But the bottom line is they have played awfully good baseball.
Yeah, you know what? They're coming off a road trip where they were 5-5 on a road trip. Very good road trip. But over the last 7 ball games, they've even played better. It all comes down to good pitching. How about this formula? My goodness, when you get good pitching, you also get good hitting, you're going to be 5-2, exactly what they did. And the Minnesota Twins right now, you know, 7 games left. Hopefully they can continue and finish the season strong.
A-Ray Adrianza was one of the 9 players on the roster at the start of the year and now at the end of the year. And as he's gotten more playing time, he's starting to heat up at the plate.
Yeah, good to see Adrianza getting the opportunity with Sano out, playing a lot of third base. But Adrianza, over his last 14 ball games, a lot of extra base hits. In that Oakland series alone, 4 doubles, driving in a lot of runs, getting an opportunity to play every day. Not only offensively, we're showing his numbers, made some great defensive plays also.
So the Twins hope to continue to play well at home. They'll take on the Tigers. They've already clinched a victory in the season series with 3 more coming up, starting tonight at Target Field. The other way, number 24, slice to the left field corner, and that ball will land. And there's a drive to right field on the next pitch. How about that?
Uh-oh, pounded to left center.
There's a blast to left center field. Gone, a home run for Jimenez. Into the right field corner, and he'll score. And the Twins have completed their 3-game sweep over the Tigers. It was a 5-5 road trip for the Twins, and it was very close to ending with a 7-game winning streak. Twins won the final game in Kansas City. They won all 3 in Detroit. Had a couple of walk-off losses early in the Oakland series, but they came back to win the series and road trip finale. And now they'll play the final 7 games at home against teams within the Central. 3 against the Tigers. TC getting a fist bump or a paw bump from Ron Gardenhire. 4 games coming up this weekend against the White Sox. Yeah, the Tigers have, of course, struggled, but everyone expected that they would struggle. The Menards batting order for the Tigers. Jamer Candelario in the leadoff spot. Kristen Stewart. Nicholas Castellanos really swinging a hot bat in September. Nico Goodrum back in the Tiger lineup. Then Mikey Matuk, James McCann, Jacoby Jones, Dawel Lugo, and then Harold Castro will have his first big league at bats.
Let's take a look at tonight's opening pitcher. Stats that are brought to you by Home Furniture. I can't say starter because they say that Gabriel Moya is a opener. Well, this is a 5th opener for him, and he's pitched well. Other than the first opener he had, other than that, shutout baseball.
And he bends a breaking ball over. Strike 1 to Candelario. Candelario was a little nicked up when the Twins were in Detroit. So too was Nico Goodrum, but they're both back in the lineup tonight. One and one.
If you've not seen Moya pitch before, fastball not overpowering, outstanding changeup, and then he has that hard breaking ball. Just 23 years old, out of Venezuela.
Again, drifts outside, 2-1. Now Moya made one of his opening appearances against the Tigers in Detroit, then was relieved by Steven Gonsalves. And now 3-1. Moya giving up a .256 opponent batting average to righties, .222 against lefties. And that's one of the things Paul Molitor looks at in trying to come up with an opener. Trevor May got the opportunity once. It didn't go too well. He gave up 4 runs in the first to Houston. 3-1. And that's hooked, foul, hit hard. But on 3-1, Candelario got the changeup.
Yeah, in that 3-game series in Detroit, Moya actually started 2 of the 3 ball games, or opened 2 of the 3 ball games. Gonsalves ended up getting the win, and then also in Game 1, it was Stewart that ended up picking up his 2nd major league win.
And a 6-pitch walk starts the first inning. Kristen Stewart will bat next. Twins out of the field have Robbie Grossman in left, Jake Cave in center, and Max Kepler in right. An infield of Adrianza, Polanco, Forsythe, and Bauer, and Astudillo behind the plate. Stewart getting a chance to play some in the outfield. Batting second for the Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers want to see what this young man can do. Stewart, a #1 pick by the Tigers in 2015 out of the University of Tennessee. Got called up on September 9th. Hit well down in AAA. Toledo for the Detroit Tigers. Hit .264. Hit 23 home runs.
Pops straight up in the air. Forsythe with the catch, 1 away. And that'll bring up Castellanos, who's one of the hottest hitters in baseball in the season's final month.
I think I mentioned in Detroit, it's amazing the season that Castellanos is having when he really hasn't had the protection other than maybe Victor Martinez hitting behind him. Miguel Cabrera, has missed most of the season. So the numbers that he has been put up are very, very good. 22 home runs, 86 runs batted in. He comes into this at bat hitting .302. He's a good breaking ball hitter. I'm very impressed the way that he stays back so well and uses the whole field.
Approaching 600 at bats. He struck out 145 times. But you're right, when he was a complementary piece to a Detroit lineup that had a healthy and productive Cabrera, productive Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Justin Upton. You didn't think so much about Castellanos and what he potentially could do as a hitter, but not only has he emerged as their best hitter, but he's done it without the supporting cast.
Right, and that's what I was saying. And 45 doubles on the year. That's 3rd most in the American League. Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros with 51 doubles.
All those at bats, only 8 ground ball double plays, and Astudillo fishes one out of the dirt. And it's 2-0.
8th in the American League at hitting at .302. Mookie Betts, of course, leading, and he's hitting .343 for the Boston Red Sox. J.D. Martinez right behind him.
2-0. Pulled foul. 2-1. Again, a changeup, an off-speed pitch on a what would normally be a fastball count. So Moya understands, I think, that his key to success up here is spinning the ball and changing speeds. He doesn't have a fastball that he can throw over the plate when he's behind in the count. Now 2-1. There's a fastball sailing wide. 3-1.
Every hitter gets in the batter's box, and there's so many different stance. And you look at Castellanos, he's more using that 6'4" frame. Doesn't really bend over a lot, more straight up.
There's a bouncer fair. They get a. Now they don't get the force at second. Adrianza's throw was low. Now Adrianza checking with Dave Rackley, who made the fair ball call. It looked like it went right over the bag. And they would have gotten one and not two, but a low throw makes it that they don't get any.
Hey, you see backhand that play right there, and you can see the umpire saying it's fair, but then the low throw. So it'll be an error charged to Adrianza, his 9th of the year, and for the Twins, their 94th of the season.
And now Nico Goodrum getting a chance to play with the Tigers, and he has really enjoyed swinging the bat against the Twins. Pretty good numbers overall, but he's hit .293 with 5 home runs and 11 runs batted in against the Twins, and wouldn't you know it, in his first at bat tonight, he's got 2 men out there. Had a thigh bruise when the Twins were in Detroit. Jumped back into the lineup over the weekend. And another pitch missing. 2-0.
Yeah, Goodrum, 26 years old. He originally signed by the Twins back in 2010.
15 pitches, only 5 strikes.
See the changeup.
And there's a strike, says Larry Vanover.
Goodrum, a switch hitter, hitting a little higher average, not as many at bats from this side, about 1/3 less, but hitting .291 as a right-handed hitter, and one of his 16 home runs as a right-handed hitter.
Fly ball right field. Kepler over and make the catch. Candelario just bluffing, 2 away. So Moya on the verge of getting out of this little predicament. The leadoff walk is on him. The error behind him complicating things, but he retired Goodrum. And now Mikey Mata. Matuk, the designated hitter. Ball 1. 18 pitches, only 7 strikes now for Moya.
Matuk spent most of the season down in AAA, called up 4 different times. Finally, back in middle of August, he stayed with the Tigers.
There's a belt high strike. That Moya's had some success, I think, can be attributed to one thing that pitchers do, good ones. They don't throw the same pitch with the same velocity back-to-back times. I mean, every pitch seems different, a different speed and location than the pitch before it.
One thing you can say about a left-handed pitcher, they're crafty. He's a crafty lefty. You don't run into too many crafty righties for some reason.
Missed inside, now falling behind again, 2-1.
That's about where he'll top out at about 90 miles an hour.
But he moves the ball inside.
I was gonna say he'll show that fastball in and then trusts that changeup away. Adding and subtracting. That's what a pitcher tries to do. A pitcher, not a thrower.
Changeup got another pop-up. Forsythe drifting out onto the outfield grass. Whoa!
Oh, snow cone.
Cold enough for it tonight. A scoreless top of the first. Couldn't finish it off, and the Twins will hope to finish with a winning record against the American League Central. And the Menards batting order for the Twins in the opener with Detroit. Joe Mauer, followed by Jorge Polanco, Jake Cave, Robbie Grossman, Tyler Austin, Max Kepler, Logan Forsythe, A-Ray Adrianza, and then Williams Astudillo.
And let's take a look at tonight's starting pitcher. Stats are brought to you by Home Furniture, and that is Spencer Turnbull, making just his third appearance, his third major league appearance, his second major league start, and his other start against the Twins in Detroit did not fare too well. 6 runs allowed in a 8-2 loss to the Twins. When he pitched only 4 innings, gave up the 6 runs.
Twins did a nice job against him, bunching things together. He pitched 4 innings. He had 2 1-2-3 innings, but Twins got 4 runs in the second, couple of runs in the fourth, and he was done. Bauer, Polanco, and Cave. Ball 1.
What the Tigers want to see from this right-hander, Turnbull, is his fastball and slider. That combination that brought him some success down in the minor leagues. So relax, let it fly.
And throw strikes.
And what we saw in that outing in Detroit, everything was left about belt high. That's why the Twins just kind of teed off of him. You want to see the little bit of movement he has. He has a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, the slider, and a changeup.
Swinging on 2-0 and a foul. The 4-run second that the Twins got against Turnbull might have been their most efficient inning of the year. They started with 3 hits and a walk. They got a couple of RBIs on ground balls. It was everything you'd want if you're a hitting coach. The first 6 plate appearances were all productive. They either got on base or they drove in a run with a ground ball. And now 3-1 to Bauer.
Even on that pitch, looked like he's trying to guide it. You know, when you're young and you're coming up for the first time, you want to impress, and you fall behind. Now I've got to guide that ball. Rick Anderson, I'm sure, has talked to him like, relax, just let it fly. Trust your stuff.
And now full count. Bauer was ready to go to first.
I mean, nice and easy arm right there at 96 miles an hour. Some good movement. Take a look right here. Nice and easy. And you see a little bit of a 2-seam fastball at 96. McCann sitting inside.
That's to the corner. Stewart is over, and he'll let it drop. It's a base hit. Bauer with a big turn. Pretty well hit ball to the corner. But we have to remind ourselves Kristen Stewart is not Alex Gordon. Alex Gordon would have put that in his back pocket, and has about 50 times. An acknowledgement on the scoreboard.
Yes.
And Joe Bauer has now reached base more times than anybody else in Twins history. Armin Killebrew held the record. And the first of what I suspect will be several acknowledgments by the fans here.
Very nice.
Bauer considers whether he'll come back next year or not.
Almost everybody on their feet. Very, very congratulations to Joe Mauer. Very nice.
We'll bring up Jorge Polanco. That gets away from McCann, and Mauer will go to second.
You know, Mauer got that base hit right there that landed in front of Stewart. I guess they did not get the Alex Gordon email about how to play Joe Mauer. Take a look at this sinker right here off the plate. Skips away from McCann. The first wild pitch at his young career at the major league level. Turnbull allows Mauer to go from first to second.
Pitch in the dirt, not defended well by McCann. Now there's a runner at second, 1-0 to the batter. Now over the inside corner.
Polanco hitting .315 as a left-handed hitter. And he knows what his job is here. Try to get Joe Mauer over to third.
Now 2-1.
And that's what they did well against Trumbo, as you mentioned, Dick. You know, in that second inning, they did the little things to create a couple runs against him.
He only walked one in the outing, but it came in the midst of 3 other base hits and led to a big inning in the second. 2-1 to Polanco. 3-1 with Cave on deck. Teams that are out of it do it different ways, of course, but Turnbull getting an opportunity to do what his primary pitcher mound opponent Cole Stewart getting a chance to do, try to leave a good impression for 2019. That's driven to the gap in right center field. Jones is over. He won't get there. One hops the wall. Bauer will score on a Polanco double, and it's very quickly 1-0.
Well, again, location. Look where this pitch is right here. That's batting practice right there. And Polanco took advantage of that fastball right down the heart of the plate. Splits the gap. Hit that ball very sharply. Jones has to get it back in. Polanco's 17th double, driving in his 37th run.
Left on plate at 107 miles per hour. Here's Cave.
You get tired of giving high fives. There's so many guys in there.
Cave takes a strike on the outside corner. Run scoring has been one of the big issues for the Twins this year. Last year they were 5th in the league in run scoring, 815 runs on the year, and of course really good lineup the last 2 months. They will finish this year. Stewart warming up in the pen. They'll finish this year about 100 runs short of the run total a year ago. They'll finish around 715, one would think. Pitching in terms of team ERA is about the same as it was a year ago. 1-1 to Cave. 1-2. And Eddie Rosario not
part of the team the last couple of weeks in terms of taking his at-bats. Get an update on Rosario a little later on. It really is amazing. We pointed it out when we were in Oakland, but the team that Twins are putting on the field right now has only 9 players that were with the team on opening day in Baltimore. Now we know about the trades and we know about the injuries, but that's like 2 out of every 3 players that were with the Twins on opening day, they're not around to help. 1-2 to Cave. All right, past Gene Glenn. Woo. Kepler, 1 of the 9. Cave was in the organization, but of course started the year in the minor leagues. See Jason Castro in the background. The Twins hope to have him back at 100% next year. Another one grounded foul, and Cave's wearing out Gene Glenn over there.
That one behind him, that one in front of him.
But, you know, we've seen some other young Twins hitters and experienced hitters do just the opposite. Pull foul balls. Those are kind of refreshing, I would guess, for James Rowson. To see a hitter like Cave let the ball travel a little bit instead of hooking every ball foul. He's at least letting the ball get deep a little bit. Foul ball's a foul ball, but it's a little bit longer look at it. And he's battling Turnbull here with 2 strikes.
Pitch number 19.
2-2.
This is down and away. Still looking for the first out. Good at bat so far. This will be pitch number 9. Going toward Jake Cave.
Now 3-2 with Grossman on deck.
Turnbull, 26 years old, signed by the Tigers, their number 2 pick in 2014. Played his college ball at University of Alabama.
And he swung a what would have been ball 4. Cave succumbs. Finally, the first out of the inning.
Yeah, 10 pitch at bat.
Tigers out of the field. They have Stewart in left, Jacoby Jones in center, Nicholas Castellanos in right, Candelario in third. Harold Castro's prior major league experience consisted of pinch running on Sunday. Lugo at second, Goodrum at first, and James McCann behind the plate. Castro was already home in Venezuela, and the Tigers got a little dinged up, needed another infielder, so they brought him in. The ball sliced foul, 1 strike. Brought him back to Detroit from Venezuela. And he'll, when he gets to the plate, be making his first major league appearance in a batter's box. 1 strike.
Didn't the Twins do that with their catcher, new catcher, Gratterall?
Except I believe he was in Florida.
Was he in Florida? He was getting ready to go down.
To play winter ball.
Winter ball, right.
On the outside corner, and it's 0-2 to Grossman. Turnbull in the minor leagues was pretty tough against left-handed hitters, but when he faced the Twins in Detroit last week, Twins lefties went 3 for 9 against him. And Grossman's gone on 3 pitches, 2 down.
Let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch Ford Twins win here tonight. What did it do? Continue home success. Twins at home this year, 43-31. 12 games over 500. So keep it going.
If the Twins win both series, That would mean at least 2 wins against the Tigers and at least 3 wins against the White Sox. You're looking at least 77 wins this year. Which isn't great, of course, but not a bad win total given what the Twins have put up with on the injury front. Suspension right out of the chute. 1-0. And now 1-1.
Yeah, quick slider right there, but it was up in the zone. Turbo in the minor leagues, 5 minor league seasons in the Tigers system, 93 starts. He never was a reliever. 24 wins, 3.6 ERA. That's why they're kind of high on this young right-hander.
Swing and strike 2.
And a good slider.
Swing and a miss. Boy, that Cave strikeout might have turned the game around. It certainly turned the inning around. The Twins get a couple of hits. Bauer drops a single to left, acknowledges the crowd, and then scores the game's first run.
Nothing. Time for a little clubhouse scoop. We'll start with Miguel Sano. Twins hope to get him back out here during this homestand. Paul Mauder said still not symptom-free with that left knee, but they're working on it. They hope at some point he'll get to play here late in the season and get some traction before he goes on the shelf until next year. Paul Mauder also reflected on Joe Mauer and said, I look back when I was getting ready to retire, and the decisions you have to make, he doesn't believe Joe knows for sure. He knows how much Joe wants to play, how much he loves to play. It's a very difficult decision that Paul Mauder is going to let Joe do on his own. And then Ron Gardenhire, guys, looking back on that really special moment on the last road trip in Detroit, Toby Gardenhire, a coach in the Twins organization, and Gardy meeting at home plate with the lineup cards. Said one of the cool aspects was watching his wife later back with all the television interviews, including on our network, how well she did, what a great experience it was for their family.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, it was a special event with the Gardenhires there. And exchanging lineup cards with your son, that's a pretty special moment.
Here's a primary pitcher, Cole Stewart, starting his first inning. It's the 4th time that he is following an opener. This is his 8th major league appearance. His fourth against the Tigers.
And the third time was the charm, wasn't it? Because he pitched awfully well in Detroit in this role and ended up picking up his second big league win. Pulled foul, and it's 2-2. McCann, Jones, and Lugo in the second inning. McCann's had disappointing year at the plate, and he swings and misses. Stewart picks up a strikeout to start his night.
Yeah, Stewart in his last start against the Tigers worked 6 innings, gave up an unearned run. He walked 3, struck out 5 in that ball game.
What you just saw there, I think, was the one-seam fastball that he's adopted, and you could see even from the center field camera the movement is almost straight down. And that one punched to the right side, a base hit for Jones. First Tiger hit.
Well, fastball up, and Jones smartly just took it the other way with the shift put on. Take a look, right? You see we're moving, that's just that
right there.
little finger right there.
You get a right-handed batter to 2 strikes, and if you throw that pitch right there, you're going to get a lot of strikeouts.
Going to get some ground ball outs. He's already had 6 double plays turned behind him with that type of sinker, Kyle Gibson type sinker. Or the pointer finger against that seam.
Now in there, a strike. Swinging strike 2.
So you have the sinker, then you have the 2-seamer that has some movement in on right-handers. Just a little movement right here.
See, that's a completely different break than what we saw on the strikeout of Jones.
Yeah, McCann, and then Jones got the base hit, but keep an eye on Jones. 11 stolen bases at first base in 16 attempts.
2 strikes to Lugo.
One of Detroit's speedier players.
Astudillo fires to first, with Jones dancing off.
Tigers 66 stolen bases. They've been caught 29 times. So they have tried 95 times to steal a base. The Twins have tried only 69 times.
There the runner goes, and Astudillo's throw into center field. It'll be a stolen base and an error. And the tying run now 90 feet away.
Oh, Jones got a great jump right there. He almost had a walking lead and steals his 12th base of the year. Astudillo comes up and makes a good throw, not bad. But you can see that ball sink. I wonder if he threw that one seam over to second base. That ball had some good movement.
Lugo will bat with a 2-2 count. The infield now brought in. Lugo batting 8th, and then Castro in the on deck circle. Chop back to the mound. They've got him hung up, and tagged out is Jones. Nice awareness by Stewart, who caught the first hop and threw to Adrianza.
Nice defensive play by Stewart, and Adrianza right there hanging around third. See him leap right there, and right there just picked Jones up right away. Couldn't flip over to Adrianza. And then I don't know what Jones was trying to do. Jump over Adrianza.
Based on where he got tagged, I don't think he'll try that again. 2 down.
Good point.
Here's Castro. Castro's first big league at bat. He's the 11th Tiger to make his major league debut this year.
Castro out of Venezuela, as you mentioned. Pinch ran the other day against the Kansas City Royals. This year in the minor leagues between AA, AAA, hit .265.
That's hit to the gap in right center field. And Kepler with a nice reaching falling catch in the gap to take away Castro's bid for his first big league hit.
Too made that leaping catch, and the ball right at the end of the glove made a nice catch.
Forsythe and Adrianzo will follow, and Turnbull kept the damage to a minimum in the first inning by striking out the last 3 batters. Kepler takes a strike over the inside corner. StatCast AI powered by AWS, and a 1% catch probability.
Well, that's going to go up.
In baseball, we still know what a catch is, and that was a great one. 1-1. And Turnbull reaches, gets the first hop, and threw it up the line a little bit, but he got Kepler 1 away. And now Logan Forsythe.
Well, we saw Stewart make a nice play, and right here Turnbull wants to get it before it hits that grass, so he reaches out and then sets himself, makes a nice play. Remember, as your pitcher out there, once you let that ball go, you become an infielder or a fielder.
1 down, and now Logan Forsythe. Had some knee issues in Oakland and didn't play. And he takes strike 1. Boy, Turnbull's just become a strike throwing machine right now. 32 pitches, 21 strikes.
I remember his at bat against Polanco. I said he looked like he's aiming the ball. Now he's letting it go. See that? See at the end, he's just letting it fly.
Might have had
Slider right there.
First inning crossroads, and the cave at bat looked like he might walk him. Long at bat, he ended up striking him out, and then quickly struck out Grossman and Austin. 2-1.
Well, his delivery pretty simple. He tries to get to that balance point and then utilize that lower part of your body. See where the shoe is right there. Push off that rubber right there.
Forsyth's old team, the Dodgers, leading the National League West by a game and a half. And with 88 wins, it would appear they'd have to win their division to get in the playoffs.
I thought for sure that wild card race would be a lot closer between like 4 or 5 teams rather than 3.
Back to the pitcher again, and he'll run it halfway there. Well, it still could. I mean, you could end up having like a 4-way tie for the wild card spots, with the Cardinals 3 games behind Milwaukee. Colorado's in there. Today's BP Brighter Picture shines the spotlight on the Twins' RBI leaders this month, and Adrianza has done a nice job filling in the RBI department for Miguel Sano. And in the National League wild card race, you've got Milwaukee up by 3 over St. Louis, up by a half over Colorado.
I just thought the Arizona Diamondbacks would be in there too in the running, and they just kind of their ship has sunk. They're just 2-8 over the last 10 games.
2-0 now to Adrianza. Laced to the gap in right center field and down for a hit. Jones cuts this one off. He'll hold Adrianza to a 2-out single. Very encouraging swings from both sides of the plate for Adrianza. He continues to hit the ball hard. And that'll bring up Astudillo.
Well, he's not missing mistakes. And again, that pitch looked like it was right there. You see sometimes hitters, when they're not swinging a bat good, they'll pop it up. But Adrianza right now sees the ball well, making great contact.
Astudillo, a little extra frosting on the hair there. Wondering what I would do with my off day. And
did you frost your hair?
It's frosting naturally, just over time. It's changing color in front of my very eyes. Adrianza dances off first and is flushed back to the bag. Twins are leading the season series 10 games to 6, thanks to the 3-game sweep in Detroit. Tap foul, 0-2. It's tough to strike out. But Turnbull struck out 3 in a row to close out the Twins in the first inning.
71 major league at-bats. He has struck out only 2 times. He's only walked once.
Line to the second baseman, Lugo. An 0-2 pitch plastered pretty hard, but it's the 3rd out of the second inning.
Built for Baseball, presented by T-Mobile. We'll go back to Boston yesterday, Fenway Park. The Red Sox, what's all they do? Win games. Baltimore's been losing all season long. The Red Sox get it 6-2. Breaks a record of 118 years for the organization with their most wins ever at 106. It also secures the best record in Major League Baseball. They're going to be playing a lot of home games if they get on a run in the playoffs at Fenway Park as well. The Red Sox, what a season they're having. They're not playing baseball there tonight, though. Rained out tonight. Day-night doubleheader tomorrow, guys.
You know, you were talking, thank you, Kevin. You were talking about stolen bases, and the Tigers are running more than the Twins. Candelario leading things off here in the third inning. If Boston beats whoever the wild card team is and advances, and if Cleveland can beat Houston, it's going to be a wonderful rebirth for the stolen base. Fly ball to center. Cave comes in to put it away. The Red Sox, you think of the home runs, and why not? Their next home run will be their 200th. And you think of Cleveland's home run power, and their next home run will be their 210th. But the Red Sox have stolen 120 bases, and the Indians have stolen 128. And that's why, one of the reasons why those two teams are going to the playoffs. They can score more ways than one.
Right. All around good teams.
Here's Stewart. We've seen it every year. Teams that get to the playoffs with home run power but can't do other things to score runs are very often quickly eliminated. Rolls away, and the count is 2-0. Oakland's had a great year, and they've hit 218 home runs, but they've only stolen 35 bases. That's to left. Grossman retreating a few steps, 2 away. Joe Mauer and the Twins wrap up the season with a 4-game series against the White Sox, September 28th to the 30th. Remember, Friday it's a split doubleheader because of the snow out in April. It's also Fan Appreciation Weekend presented by Caribou Coffee, and the first 30,000 fans get a Twins stocking cap on Friday and Saturday night. Sunday is Kids Appreciation Day, with the first 10,000 kids 12 and under getting a TC Trapper cap. Get your tickets at twinsbaseball.com. Couple of quick fly ball outs and a strike on the outside corner to Castellanos. Feels kind of nice to have one of those tonight. I don't have one on right now. Down and away, 1-1. Castellanos reached in a fielder's choice. He hit a ground ball over the third base bag. Adrianza tried to get the force at second, but threw low. The Tigers had a threat, first and second, and only one out, but Moya got out of it. Pull shift in the infield for Castellanos, 1-2. Chipped his bat, and a bouncer again to Adrianza. Over to Mauer, and a 1-2-3 third for Cole Stewart.
by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. 1-0 Twins in front as they will hit now in the 3rd inning. Now, you walked into the booth today and you said you love to pitch in this weather. Cooler. Kind of almost a damp cold, actually. But now, what is it like as a broadcaster? Do you like broadcasting games?
I like broadcasting no matter what the weather is. But as a player, you just feel refreshed. You know, after a long summer, especially some places where I played, it was hotter than heck. But come the middle part of September, when it starts to cool down, you feel like you're getting your 2nd and 3rd wind. I love it.
And you're, and still are, an expert of wind. I mean, you know what that's like.
I know all about wind.
1 strike to Mauer. Polanco and Cave will follow. Well, it was an interesting road trip in that regard. We started the road trip in Kansas City, and it was Kansas City. It was hot. And then we finished the road trip in Oakland, and it was refreshing. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. 1-1 to Mauer. Dropped a single in front of Kristen Stewart in the 1st inning, and then later scored. There's another one hit to about the same spot. This time it's caught. So Mauer's hit the ball hard a couple of times to the left field corner, 1 away.
I think we have to talk about Joe Mauer a little bit, Nick. Your thoughts on Joe Mauer? What's he going to do at the end of the season? Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah. I have no idea what he's going to do, but I will tell you this: it won't be a flippant decision. It won't be something made casually. I know Joe well enough to know that he'll consider all the factors in his life, his baseball career, his family life, and it will be, in my opinion, a very well considered decision. But which way that's going to go, I don't know. People who are a lot closer to Joe than I am say they don't know what he's going to do. I think he's proven this year, at least to me, that there's still a baseball player there, a really good hitter. But it's interesting.
I think if he doesn't play, he'd still be a very good hitter. If he sat out 5 years, he'd still get a hit. You know, I mean, that's how good an athlete he is. But
it's interesting how we are with him where we usually are with a really good player. Kent Herbeck had his career end with a player's strike. We didn't know when he came off the field in the last game of 1994 that his career was done. Fouled back. I asked Paul Molitor today. I said, did you know that the last game was going to be your last game? And he said essentially, well, he knew there was a real good chance, but he didn't want to announce anything, and he didn't want to say he was going to retire in case he got 4 weeks into the offseason and changed his mind. 1-2 to Polanco.
Well, sad to say, you know, all those guys down there, one day it will come to an end. So as long as you can look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I gave it all I had, all I have, and it's time. Then you don't have to answer to anybody but yourself, but you'll know.
The oddest retirement, and I say that only because it happened in Minnesota, but Baltimore Oriole icon Brooks Robinson was retired by the Orioles when the Orioles were at Metropolitan Stadium. They had a makeshift press conference at the old Met, and they announced that this was the end for Brooks Robinson.
Did he know it?
It's a fly ball left field corner, and Stewart won't get this one. It's a foul ball. And I asked Brooks Robinson about that years ago. He used to come to our fantasy camp, and he's used to be a Baltimore broadcaster after his playing days were over with. And
very classy.
Oh, tremendously so. And I asked him, he said, well, the Orioles needed a roster spot, so they said, this is it. Now, there's nobody more Baltimore Oriole-ish than Brooks Robinson until Cal Ripken came along. Half swing, but strike 3, 2 down.
Strikeout number 4 for Turnbull.
But it was a different era back then. This was 1977. And it just seemed kind of like an unceremoniously way of saying goodbye to a player to pretty much tell him or make the transaction while he was on the road, and it just happened to be Minnesota.
Well, we could even say about Harmon Killebrew. You know, he did not finish in a Twins uniform.
Right.
You know, that was sad. He ended up in Kansas City.
And I think you agree with me that won't happen to Joe Mauer. I think he'll play every. There's a ball lined to right, and it'll sink in front of Castellanos, and Caves aboard with a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman. 4th hit for the Twins. Grossman struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning. There's a chance here that the Twins might send Cave.
Cave have a couple stolen bases in 3 attempts. Trying to get him the scoring position for Robbie Grossman, who's been swinging a good bat.
Foul back to the screen. So far, Turnbull's had a cleaner outing than his 4 innings of work against the Twins in Detroit. He scattered the hits rather than letting the Twins bunch them together. Popped up near the mound, and the third baseman Candelario streaks in to make a catch. On to the 4th. It's 1-0. Allowing us to get caught up.
Oh, Joe Mauer, first bottom of the first inning, a base hit in front of Stewart out in the left field. Passing Harmon Killebrew, and then Polanco got a fastball right there, a double. That scored Joe Mauer. The Twins have a 1-0 lead.
And Nico Goodrum will lead off the 4th for Detroit, and Stewart just missed the outside corner for ball 1. Stewart's faced 7 men, giving up just 1 hit. Driven hard to right, but Kepler is there. 1 away. That'll bring up Mata. Mata popped up to Forsythe in short center field to win the first inning threat against Gabriel Moya, who again tonight pitched a scoreless first inning. fastball and a swing and a miss. I think the thing that's been most impressive about Stewart, we've talked about the one-seam fastball, the two-seam fastball, saw a good breaking ball there. Everything moves. Chopper to short on a sinker. 2 down. We'll bring up McCann. Zubas Palooza is up on Friday night. Special ticket package includes a game ticket and your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubas pants. Take advantage of the special offer available exclusively by logging on to twinsbaseball.com/Zubas. And since it has gotten cooler and it's going to get colder, one of the great things about Zubas is you can put on 4 pairs of long underwear underneath them.
Sounds like somebody that has done that before.
Just put one layer on after another and go outside. It can be 20 below and you won't feel a thing. And you'll be making a fashion statement.
I'm sure the neighbors go running.
One and one to McCann. Struck out swinging his first time up. Now a fly ball to right. And Stewart's got another 1, 2, 3 inning. Dugout heaters going. DQ combination. Twins have done well against the Tigers as of late, both in Detroit and here.
Hey, look over their last 7 ball games. The Twins have a 6-1 record, scoring a lot of runs. 16 home runs over those 7 ball games.
So we'll see if they can continue to do well against Detroit in this series. So far, so good. A 1-0 lead, and now Tyler Austin will lead off the 4th. Austin, Kepler, and Forsythe in the 4th inning. Breaking ball just missed the outside corner. Twins finished the road season 29-52, and that's not very good, but it was good enough to get the Twins into the playoffs in 1987. The Twins had such an incredible home record that year. They got in with 85 wins, but 85 wins doesn't get you much won't get you anything when it comes to postseason play this year. Tampa Bay may win 90 and not be close to a postseason spot. That's to short center. Jones coming in, and he'll make the catch, one away.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
One down, and now Max Kepler. Kepler hit a comebacker to the mound. Actually, his comebacker was in front of the mound, and Turnbull had to make a nice lunge and reach for it to get the out at first base. High fly ball, short center field. Jones with the catch, 2 down. We'll bring up Forsythe. Thursday nights are about to get a lot bigger. Fox becomes the new network home for Thursday night football. Vikings and the Rams in a battle of NFC heavyweights. Comes up Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on Fox. Also live on NFL Network and streaming on Prime Video. Now it's a game. Also be a game played here that we'll be televising against the Tigers. Split doubleheader on Friday. 7 games left counting tonight, and all of them will be on Fox Sports North. 1-0 to Forsythe.
Turnbull settling down nicely.
He buries that fastball over the inside corner. 1-1. Two and 1. Now 3-1 with Adrianza on deck.
What you have right here is a pitcher that went to the University of Arkansas. You have a catcher that went to the University of Arkansas, and you have a hitter at the plate out of the University of Arkansas.
Razorbacks all over them.
Yes, there are.
And now 3-2. And he missed. Forsythe takes a walk, sees a lot of pitches. And now that'll bring up Adrianza.
First walk for Turnbull to go with his 4 strikeouts.
I'm sure one of the joys for Goodrum, if he plays first base a lot in this series, is getting a chance to spend some time at first base with a lot of his former minor league teammates. But Forsythe had, prior to this year, no equity in the Twins organization, so Forsythe just another base runner over there right now. Adrianza dribbles it, and Goodrum with a nice backhanded play to the bag, and the Twins are done in the 4th.
leading 1-0 in our Pepsi fan of the game, enjoying a night at the ballpark. Won't have many nights like this anymore. Next week the season will all be over with. Cole Stewart trying to leave an impression here. He's pitched well again here against the Tigers again. Jacoby Jones takes inside a ball. 10 batters faced, only one base runner, and that came in his first inning.
And that's only 32nd pitch that he's thrown, so some quick innings.
Check swing. 2-0. It was Jones who got the single against Cole Stewart. Now a swing and a miss, 2-1. Jones just punched a single through the right side of the infield. The Twins aren't shifting him as severely here in the 5th inning. 2-2. Jones, then Lugo and Castro, bottom third of the Tiger lineup. Just inside again. On the ground, a one hopper backhanded by Polanco. On target, one away. One gone in the 5th. Let's check in with Kevin Gordon.
Yeah, it's time for our big story in baseball. One of the cool stories all season long has been the play of the Oakland Athletics, with Tampa losing earlier in the night. They knew when they took the field that they were going to be a playoff team. They put a little icing on the cake, though. 7-3 win, 4 home runs in Seattle. They clinched that playoff berth in style. 61-26 since the middle of June, a major league best. 95 wins in the season. And guys, I'll tell you what, there's some big name teams out there like the Red Sox, but Oakland's a team you might want to watch out for in the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the wild card game will be played. There's still a chance that it could be in Oakland. Then the winner of the one-game wild card game would take on the Red Sox because they have the best record in the league. Yankees are leading Tampa Bay. Here's a ball lined to left. Grossman back, still back, makes the catch for out number 2.
Nice catch. We've seen a couple nice catches by the outfielders. Saw Kepler's nice catch. That off the bat of Castro. And right here, Grossman goes back nicely to make a nice catch off the bat of Lugo.
Yeah, since Cole Stewart came into the game, I've got 3 lineouts in my book. Here's Castro trying to get his first big league hit, and he drove one to the gap in right center, but Kepler made a great catch. In fact, StatCast said there was only a 1% chance of that ball being caught.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. Swung on and missed 1-1. Wonder how many times that line has been used since the movie came out.
Greatest movie ever.
Really?
Yeah. You don't like Dumb and Dumber?
I like it.
They messed up when they tried to do a sequel.
Yeah, well, I haven't watched a sequel since Godfather 2. I don't do sequels. 1-2 to Castro.
You didn't see Animal House 2? No,
You're kidding me. They didn't make that. Then a called strike 3, and Stewart has retired 12 men in a row.
is a TRIA Tuesday. TRIA, Orthopedic Urgent Care, open 8 to 8 daily. Twins getting a first inning run, and so far it's held up thanks to Cole Stewart. Williams Astudillo will lead off the 5th inning for the Twins. On a cool night here at Target Field, the heaters in the concourse area turned on. Astudillo lined out on an 0-2 pitch to Dawel Lugo, the second baseman, his first time up. Inside a little bit, Astudillo takes a ball. So for the Twins so far, a .333 average. Strike 1-1, 72 at bats, 24 hits, and damage 6 extra base hits, and 15 runs batted in. Pulled foul, 1-2.
This is where he's been so good. Even he had 2 strikes on him in his first at bat, and he lined out to Lugo at second base on a pitch that was down in the zone. He seemed to hit the ball solid somewhere. So he's not struck out over his last 47 plate appearances.
Up and in, 2-2. Up the middle and another base hit. Good things happen when you put the ball in play. First time the Twins have had a leadoff man on since the first inning when they scored the only run of the game. And in that first inning it was Joe Mauer, and he'll hit next.
Well, breaking ball right here. You can see it's down. Astudillo taking a right back up the middle.
What are you supposed to do as a pitcher? The prior pitch was up and in about helmet high. Replay brought to you by Ram. And then the next pitch down and away, and he still gets a base hit. Here's Mauer. 2 line drives to the left field corner. The first one landed for a hit. Strike on the outside corner. Double play grounder. And Joe May, close play, he almost beat that out. See if the Twins challenge that. Very close play, and what looked to be a tailor-made double play grounder.
Well, the shift put on, and Castro playing right up the middle. And at first base, he's out for a double play.
2 down, and now Polanco. Polanco with an RBI double in the first, then he went down swinging in the third. Down and in, ball 1. Swung on and missed.
Took something off that breaking ball. Might be the curveball right here. Tight break on it.
Two and one. The Twins shortstop. Three and one. Cave on deck. lost in the early innings, but Milwaukee's already got a big lead on the Cardinals. The Pirates had just jumped out ahead of the Cubs 3-0. The National League Central race could be very, very tight if those scores don't change. Half game with the Brewers playing one more game, a loss, than the Cubs. Full count to Polanco. Foul back.
And these Tigers go and finish their season in Milwaukee against the Brewers.
They'll have what the Twins had last weekend in Oakland, only then some, because it'll be down to the last weekend, and those games will be critically important, not just to the Brewers, but apparently to the Cubs, maybe the Cardinals too. Rockies stroked into right field. Good at bat for Polanco, and he's got his second hit. That'll get Cave to the plate with a man aboard and 2 down. 2019 season tickets are on sale right now. Season ticket holders get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards and Benefits program. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or call 800-33-TWINS. Here's Cave. Singled his last time up.
On the first pitch in his first at bat, in the first he had a 10-pitch at bat where he ended up striking out, and then in the third inning jumped on the first pitch, got a base hit to right.
And an off-speed pitch, I guess 93 miles per hour on the outside corner for a strike.
Cave kind of looked back at Larry Vanover and asked him. He thought that was outside.
And now a half swing and strike 2. Up and away, 1-2.
To the pitch count at 86, 56 strikes, 30 balls. Spencer Turnbull making just his second major league start, his second against the Twins. He pitched one time his major league debut, a relief appearance against the Indians.
Toward right field, but picked off by Lugo, and the inning ends. And we go to the 6th. It's still 1-0. Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Ram. Hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. I don't believe you could have a fuller moon than that. What a gorgeous sight. Oh, the moon rise right over the catch area at center field here.
I know all about moons. That's beautiful.
All right. What is the Sea of Capricorn? Which one was that?
Well, I have no idea.
You just said you knew everything about moons.
Well, I meant my moon.
Well, here we are in the 6th inning. Candelario leading things off up and away, and it's 2-0 for Cole Stewart.
Yeah, Cole has retired 11 straight Detroit Tigers. And pitch count very good. You see the 46.
Now wide again, 3-0. It's just a one-run ball game, and you know the Tigers only have one hit. Last thing Stewart wants to do is issue a leadoff walk to Candelario. And there is a strike, 3-1. Chopped foul, now 3-2.
Come all the way back one more time.
Driven to right, and Kemper playing on a hop. Candelario ends up at first with a base hit. That's still better than issuing a walk. And now Stewart will bat. If you're game for a little excitement, head to foxsportsnorth.com. Submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during the broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. Here is Stewart. Hit the ball in the air twice. Once caught by Forsythe, once caught by Grossman.
Let's see if he can get one on the ground right here.
And he sticks a fastball in the outside corner. Nice take by Stewart, 1-1.
As a pitcher, what Stewart has, that good sinker, that's what he's, I'm sure, thinking right here. Throw it down and away. Hopefully Stewart, the Tiger Stewart, will get into a ground ball just like that.
Astudillo pounces, but it's foul, 1-2.
But you saw the movement right there, down and away. Hit it right off the end of the bat. That ball comes over a couple inches, might be a ground ball to short. Double play turn.
One and two to Kristen Stewart.
All three pitches have been down and away. Now you can go slider down and in, try to pick up a strikeout. You can stay back down there again. Candelario at first base, just 2 stolen bases in 4 attempts.
Got him looking on the outside corner.
So I said all 3 pitches were outside, something inside, and you saw the movement on that fastball inside that came back over the plate. So a good sequence of pitchings right there by Stewart, picking up his 3rd strikeout. So Stewart at home plate gave up on that.
So now Nicholas Castellanos has pulled the ball to Adrianza twice tonight. And another good fastball down and away, or down. Strike 1. Cole Stewart last year had what could best be described as an unspectacular year. Had some injury issues that he was trying to fight through. And when he first got called up, he said, hey, health is one of the reasons why I'm here. I've been healthier this year. I've been able to pitch without worrying about my shoulder, my legs. Swung on and missed. 0-2.
Slider right there. Yeah, a lot of left knee tendonitis last year. He's had shoulder issues.
Only pitched a total of 82 innings last year because of those health issues. But he has transformed himself. He's been willing to try something different. He sure has looked good the last couple times out against Detroit. Up the middle. Bobbled by Forsythe. I don't think it hit the bag.
That bag might have come into play, though. It got very close to the edge of second base. Taylor made double play if Forsythe's able to corral this ball. Let's take a look. It's right back up the middle. Forsythe playing on the second base side actually went over the bag and
got him on the right thumb.
Yeah, third error for the Twins.
Adrianzo with one. Astudillo with one, and now Forsythe. And here is Goodrum, who's hit the ball in the air twice in the fourth inning, sharply to Kepler. Missing outside. Pitch count still good. No activity in the Twins' pen. Stewart will try to get one more ground ball. Missing low. 2-0. Tigers should be used to this. They've played 51-run games. Only 22 and 28 in those games, but they've not been getting blown out as much as you might think given their record. 2-0 and now 3-0 with Matuk on deck. To left center. Cave chasing it and getting there for the second out.
Yeah, so Goodrum had the green light and got the fly ball out.
You hear us talk about it so much, the need for having a center fielder who can run and go get the ball. Now Cave made that look pretty easy because he could slow up and get it, but he still covered a lot of ground to get to that ball. 2 down. Now Matuk. Matuk with a pop to second and a ground ball to short. How long would it take you to run 86 feet? Because Cave did that in about 2 seconds.
Depends on who's chasing me.
Or what you're chasing. Want to know. Dribble foul. It's the first real, well, actually the second little jam that Stewart has been in. Jones got a single, stole second, went to third on an error, and he was there with only one out. The Tigers didn't score. Matt McGill getting loose. 1-1. Just got a piece. "36 big league innings for Stewart. ...150 innings in the minor leagues. That's line to left. And Grossman's there to end the inning and the threat. It's still 1-0 Minnesota. Sixth inning, Sanford Health injury report. Another Twins regular will not play anymore. Eddie Rosario is here, but the Twins aren't going to push it. The re-injury of the quadricep muscle just made that kind of a no-brainer, I'm sure, for everybody, even though Eddie wanted to play. I thought he was, and I still think he should have gone to the All-Star game. He had a great first half for the Twins.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate that he couldn't finish off the season in good health, because he had a chance to really put up some incredible numbers, had a chance to score 100 runs, drive in 100 runs. Robbie Grossman, bottom of the sixth inning. Time for the Twins to try to open this game up a little bit. It's been stuck at 1-0 since their second at bat.
You know, with Rosario not able to play, Robbie Grossman getting more playing time now out in the left field, and I think he's done a good job.
Well, he has, and then maybe his hot hitting is connected to that. He wouldn't be the first player who plays better, hits better with a position to play. Hits the outside corner, 1-1.
But he's really swung the bat well since he came off the disabled list back in the middle of August.
Out in front, and it's 1-2. Turnbull's put on a good showing here tonight.
I was going to say that the Tigers have to be very impressed with this young man right here. Again, making just his second major league start, both of them against the Twins. But they've seen a completely different pitcher than they saw in Detroit.
So some good men there who meant an awful lot to the Twins organization. Ron Gardenhire, Joe Vavra, Rick Anderson's the Tiger pitching coach. Blissfully, he hasn't had to make a trip to the mound here tonight. Steve Little also on the coaching staff.
Right.
Doug Minkavich told me last week he was coming here. I haven't had a chance to see him yet, but he's the Detroit AAA manager. Check swing, no swing, and it's 2-2. Minkavich managing in Toledo, so he knows a lot of the guys who've been brought up, like Spencer Turnbull. Tap foul. Grossman out in front again. Three and two. Would love to get the lead off man. They actually got a couple of hits in the fifth inning, but Mauer's double play grounder quelled any threat.
Turnbull has walked one. He has struck out 4.
Austin on deck. And Grossman wastes another one. He's got nearly a 2 strike to ball ratio, 2-1.
Some action in the Tiger bullpen as he's approaching 100, now at 95.
And on a 3/4 swing, Grossman strikes out.
Strikeout number 5.
Seen a few of those. Cave had one at least. Left-handed batters that have a hard time picking the ball up. One down, and now Austin. Strikeout and the fly ball to center. Chopper to third. Easy play for Candelario. 2 down. Bring up Kepler. Join Fox Sports North at Oktoberfest. Saturday, October 6th from 2 to 11 p.m. Watch the Wild home opener against the Golden Knights on 2 jumbotrons. Enjoy German beer hall and interactive games, face painting, and photos with Nordy. And stop by the Fox Sports North booth for giveaways and more. For more details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. A couple things there. The German beer hall sounds interesting. And I wonder if you and I showed up at the Fox Sports North booth, whether we would get any of the giveaways.
I think they'd probably love to paint your face. Do the face painting. That'd be fun.
For them, not for me. Here's a drive to center. This ball's hit pretty well. Jones is back, and on the edge of the track, he makes the catch. And Turnbull's turn to have a 1-2-3 inning. And a pitcher's duel.
Well, the offense came early for the Twins. Joe Mauer with a base hit in the bottom of the first inning. And then Polanco with a double that scored Joe Mauer. That's the run the Twins have. The Tigers do not have any, thanks to Stewart's 5 shutout innings. Gabriel Moya pitched a shutout first inning, and Stewart has taken over from there.
Stewart had 6 effective innings against the Tigers in Detroit on the 17th. Now he'll try for his 6th effective inning here tonight. McCann, Jones, and Lugo in the Tigers' 7th inning. Very likely not a factor in tonight's game. But the Twins announced before the game that Aaron Slegers has been activated. Slegers has had some shoulder issues. I think the Twins would like to get him out there at least one more time, just to give him the confidence that everything is fine. Probably not late in a 1-0 ball game. And now strike two. You know, this is fun to watch because Stewart's been in the Twins system since 2013. This was a critical year for him. And a wave and a miss, a quick strikeout of McCann. And to see a young man who last year really struggled, well, he had some physical issues and then just didn't really open up anybody's eyes. He's come back and pitched wonderfully here.
Yeah, very good. Almost like a curveball right there. Good location, down and away. Strikeout number 4 for Stewart.
Here's Jones. Just off the plate, ball 1.
He hasn't had that many 3-ball counts either. I know Goodrum was 3-0, but overall throwing strikes, no walks. And I think that was the big thing. You know, he had 3 walks in his 6 innings in his last start. And he came into the ball game averaging, almost a walk to a strikeout.
And that one skips over the bag, and Forsythe makes the play. 2 down. Well, last year too, 46 walks in 82 innings. One of the reasons why, he didn't open up any eyes. He had a hard time avoiding walks.
Wow. That ball wants to hit second base in the worst way.
2 down, and now Lugo.
Stayed with that.
Lugo reached on a fielder's choice and lined out to Grossman. 0 for 2.
Sometimes too, Dick, when you're a #1 pick like Stewart is, you can, maybe start your career off injury that come into play, and they'll give you that second, third chance.
Right.
And Stewart, yeah, he's had a lot of injuries, but he's fought through it. And now he's pitching a heck of a game again here against the Tigers. Sad to say, if you're a number 45 pick and you get hurt for 2 or 3 years,
they'll find somebody else.
Right.
What an inning for Stewart. 6 innings of shutout ball, and the Twins carry a 1-0 lead to the home half of the 7th.
Time for tonight's Coors Light timeless moment. We go back to this date, 1965. Twins pitcher Mudcat Grant with the 1-hitter at Washington to become the first African-American pitcher with 20 wins in the American League. Very, very cool. Tony Oliva, who played with him, talked about him earlier today and said, guy always threw strikes, always worked ahead. He said the cool thing about Mudcat Grant is he was an outfielder turned into a pitcher. He could really hit. Home run power to the gaps to hit doubles. He said he was a great pitcher. He was also a great hitter. And Tony Oliva guys knew something about both pitching and hitting. And this date, 1965, special game for Mudcat Grant.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
You know what I remember is
Alcantara comes into the ballgame for the Tigers. Because I watched Mudcat pitch a lot with the Twins. And I don't know whether you did. We talk about hitters sometimes having a timing mechanism, but he would, in his windup, do a toe tap on the rubber, like 2 taps, and that was his timing mechanism to do, as you say, get to the balance point, and then everything else that would follow.
Oh, he had excellent control, changed speeds well, and he could sing and dance too. There was a Mudcat and the Kittens that performed for a long time together.
And I remember as recently as Harmon's memorial service here, Mudcat performed. And a very touching moment. One teammate serenading a former teammate. Forsythe with a bouncer to short. Castro across the diamond. That might be the first time he's touched the ball in the field. Playing his first game in the big leagues. Follow the postseason on MLB.tv. For $25.99, you can watch every out-of-market regular season game and get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv and take advantage of this limited offer.
Showed you the numbers of Alcantara. Very good so far. 26 relief appearances now. Only 6 walks, 21 strikeouts. Good moving fastball. Fastball at 94. Tigers have to be very happy at what they saw from Spence Turnbull. 6 very good innings. Only 1 run allowed. That came to the first 2 batters he faced.
1-1.
Alcantara from the Dominican Republic, originally signed by the Angels back in 2011. Came over to the Tigers in the Cameron Maben trade back in 2016.
And to the shortstop, Castro. 2 down. And now Astudillo.
Like the Twins, you know, they're looking at, like the Tigers, they're looking at who's going to fit in their bullpen. Alcantara has made some, I think, a nice impression on the Tiger organization.
High fly, fairly deep left center field, but Jones wants it. And he'll take it away from Stewart. That's a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 7th.
America's Studio Sports Update. Twins baseball continues tomorrow night. Join us at 6:30 when Ron Gardenhire's Detroit Tigers are at Target Field to take on the Twins. 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday on Fox Sports North.
Well, it's 1-0 here as the Twins try to pick up win number 73 on the year. Cole Stewart turned in his second consecutive very impressive outing against the Tigers.
He allowed only 3 hits in his previous outing against the Tigers. Here tonight, only 2 hits and no walks. Very impressive.
See how it plays out here with Hildenberger getting the 8th inning, assuming he does get through the 8th inning. If there's a save situation in the 9th, whether he would get a second inning of work, maybe Trevor May would get a chance at it. Here's Castro to lead things off. He's 0 for 2. On the ground, he gets his first big league hit. His father here from Venezuela, and on Hildenberger's first pitch, he singles to right field. So they'll take that ball out of play.
Dave Clark has it right there, flipping it into the dugout.
Hildenberger's given up a run in 4 straight outings. In his most recent outing in Oakland, the wild pitch that ended the game, it was an unearned run. Here's Candelario, who singled his last time up. And Hildenberger misses the outside corner.
Yeah, all those outings on the road, Kansas City, Detroit, and Oakland.
Twins suffered 3 walk-off losses on the road. Hildenberger got tagged with a loss in 2 of them.
Throw over to keep Castro close. He has 108 minor league stolen bases in 8 minor league seasons, all with the Tigers.
Lario takes the ball, and for the second time tonight, Astudillo throws behind the runner. 2-0. That shaves the outside corner.
Take a look at the last pitch.
Replay brought to you by Carrier.
Thank you.
The biggest, most glaring number for Hildenberger, the 12 home runs allowed in 71 2/3 innings. Now outside 3-1. Runner goes. Pitch driven to the right field corner. But foul. Lario jumped all over that fastball.
Sure did.
Castro had a good break. Maybe got 2 breaks on that ball. The first break it hooked foul, but secondly, Candelario had hit a double. Castro likely would have scored the tying run. Another 3-2 coming. I don't know that we've ever seen Trevor pick off anybody, because he kind of does a little drop step when he throws over to first. Not the quick footwork that we've seen from Kyle Gibson.
No. What you have to do is hold it a little bit longer.
Runner goes, changeup gets him, throw to second. Got him. A strike him out, throw him out, at least for now. Earlier, Astudillo in the second inning threw to second, and the throw sailed. This one was right on target. We'll see if the call stands.
Tell you what, Castro had a great jump right there too. Watch the hand. Does it get to the bag before the tag?
Boy, going to be one of those that looks like it should be overturned but won't.
Base runners use that muffin type of glove so they don't jam their fingers in a bag.
Hunter Wendelstedt, the crew chief. He's the guy on the right. He's also the second base umpire. Excuse me, Larry Vanover is the crew chief, I believe. It looks like he's safe, but there's no, we've seen so many of those where we think the call will be overturned. Won't surprise you that on a safe out call at home plate in the Tigers season opener, Ron Gardenhire got ejected because of the ruling in New York. Tigers thought they'd won the game, and it got overruled at home plate. Safe at second. So it is a stolen base for Castro, but it's also a strikeout of Candelario. There's a hand on the base.
And the tag not quite on the back of Castro.
Justice has prevailed. There's only one out on the play, and Stewart will come up with the tying run at second. Good throw by Astudillo, but a speedy runner and got a good break. Way out in front of that changeup. And we've talked about this before too. You see plays like that, and the Tigers have a runner at second, and it's easy to talk about the quick break, but you'll go back to the start of it and you see the difference between a 12-foot lead and an 11-foot lead. We measure that now from first base, how big the lead is. Change up again, swing and a miss. So you're talking about 12 inches, and on a play like that, the replay clearly showed, I mean, that the lead itself led to the stolen base.
It's also too how quick that pitcher delivers the ball toward home plate. That comes into play. And Trevor, with that delivery that he has, it's not the 1.3 type second. He's more almost closer to 2.
Down and in, taken for a ball.
Tried over the top fastball right there. Stewart has had 2 terrible swings at that changeup. See if they go back to it.
Change up taken.
He wanted to. He wanted to swing.
If it had been elevated just a little bit, he would have taken a shot at it. 2-2. Tying run at second, only one out.
I think you could throw a fastball by him. He's looking change up here.
Change up taken again.
Well, what you throw
on deck.
What you throw 2-2, you should be able to throw 3-2. 2-2 pitch, always so important.
And he missed inside another changeup. Now there are runners at first and second.
That might have been the breaking ball right there. It looked like it clipped the lower part of the box. Let's take a look at this right here. Yeah, the breaking ball. It's where it crosses the plate, not where the catcher catches it.
Tigers will go to their bench and put Victor Reyes in the game for Stewart.
Reyes very quick as far as his running ability.
Castellanos, 2 men on and only 1 out. Breaking ball gets a swing and a miss.
Game on the line right here. You're facing their best hitter, their RBI guy.
Not much in front or behind him, but he has driven in 86 runs this year. For 3 tonight with 3 ground balls. One and one. Castro started the inning with a clean single to right. It was a stolen base and now the walk.
He's got such good movement on that changeup.
It must be the arm speed that gets so many hitters out in front of
It's
him.
not only, watch the movement right here. See the ball go almost straight down.
He could use a strikeout.
Well, you want to keep something down. You want a ground ball. Like you mentioned, Castellanos has already hit 3 ground balls. Need another one here.
Nearly a strikeout per inning pitched. Pitch number 17 of the inning.
Tried the fastball, missed down and away.
Tried that a couple of times in the Stewart at bat.
No, you don't want to make a mistake here. You don't want that ball up.
Hildenberger's had a rough stretch of games. He could use a little good fortune here.
We've seen him too with that changeup down and into right-handers. They'll swing over the top. Like that. That ball stayed up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see that changeup that goes down and in on righties. That's where he's picked up a lot of his strikeouts. Speed on a base pass.
2-2 again. And a base hit to center. He came down and in, and Castellanos put the barrel on it. The Tigers will tie the game. The throw comes to second base. A good hitter hitting what looked to be a decent pitch down and in.
Yeah, that looked more like a fastball. I don't think that was the changeup. They tried to go fastball in. And another outing that Hildenberger has allowed a run. Let's take a look right here. Yeah, fastball in. Can see how far it is inside. Castellanos, such a good hitter. Hits it right back up the middle. Drives in his 87th run.
Still only 1 out. Runners on the corners. Bad run of games continues for Hildenberger.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
So no victory for Cole Stewart. And now Hildenberger will try to get the Twins to the plate here in a tie game. Goodrum has hit 3 outfield flies. And Hildenberger will try to get him to hit it on the ground here. Backhanded by Astudillo, ball 1.
Yeah, nice job by Astudillo. I think he wanted that ball away. It was down and in. Got speed at third, infield playing back. Looking for the double play.
Fouled away, and it's 1-1.
Quite an at-bat for Castro, who led off the inning with a base hit. He stole a base, also scored a run first time.
The hope might have been
Almost.
the hope might have been Hildenberger would pitch a scoreless 8th and then May would get the 9th, but now May warming up in the 8th. Driven to center, and Kay knocks it down. It's another base hit and another Tiger run, and now they take a 2-1 lead. In the inning, 3 hits against Hildenberger and a walk and a stolen base. And Goodrum's just driven in his 12th run against the Twins. 48 on the year, and a quarter of them have been against his former team.
Well, again, you know what? You can see that the Tiger hitters are waiting back. They know that Hildenberger's not going to blow that ball by him. Goodrum right there. And Asadillo going out. I think giving May a couple more throws out there.
Trevor Hildenberger. He'll be relieved by Trevor May. With the Tigers scoring a couple and still 2 men out there on the bases. Hildenberger continues to struggle in September. And we'll have a pitching change here in Minneapolis.
Top of the 8th inning with 1 out. Trevor May coming into the ball game. And Cole Stewart, who pitched outstanding. 6 shutout innings, only 2 hits allowed. And the pitch count at 75. The question to me is, and I'll answer it, why take him out? 75 pitches. He's a starter. He was dealing. 5 strikeouts, but they decided to go another direction. And Trevor Hildenberger, it didn't work out for him. Now hopefully Trevor May can get out of this situation here.
And we can, or someone can, ask Paul Molitor what the original plan was. But it might have been Hildenberger in the 8th, May the 9th. But now because of all the hits on the walk here this inning, May's got to come in the 8th inning with the Twins down a run.
On Sunday in Oakland, a victory over the Oakland A's. Trevor May picked up his first major league save.
Mott took the batter. He's 0 for 3. Slow breaking ball, drops over for a strike.
Yeah, May came in the 8th inning, got the final out in the 8th, and then shut him down in the 9th. Making his 22nd relief appearance. Where he started the season on a disabled list because of the Tommy John surgery, activated on July 31st.
One and one.
Trevor picked up that save on his 29th birthday on Sunday.
Tigers have built an inning here with 3 hits and a walk, and so far a couple of runs. Slowly hit. Polanco with a flip and out there, and a hard slide at second base with Goodrum rolling over the bag, and Forsythe is okay, and Paul Molitor is going to look at the slide to see whether an over aggressive slide could lead to a double play.
I'll take a look right here. Polanco, a little shovel pass over to Forsythe.
Well, that,
yeah, and Goodrum, I think, kind of slipped a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna well, but they're gonna take a look at it, because that was an old-fashioned takeout slide which has been taken out of the game.
Well, it looked like, you know, he was trying to slow down. It looked like he just tripped up.
I'm guessing that's going to be a double play. His right leg came up and clipped Forsythe. Not intentionally. You could see his spikes on replay kind of dug into the dirt and popped up. But I don't know that intent has anything to do with what might result here. Forsythe was protected behind the bag, and there was still contact.
Let's take a look right here. You see Goodrum starting to slide. I don't know. It was not a very good slide, but
no.
This might give us a better angle right here. You see his right foot got stuck in the turf.
No one's claiming, I think, that Goodrum did that intentionally, but I don't think intent has anything to do with it in this case. They put the rules in place to protect middle infielders, and Forsythe wasn't even trying to complete the play. Now that could come into play too.
Well, Mott took pretty quick down that baseline.
So we'll see how they rule it here. Right now, Matuk is aboard with a fielder's choice, and there are 2 out. And usually we see the umpires just standing there and listening, but here there's been some dialogue between the umpires here and the ones in New York. An explanation being given to Paul Molitor, and that's probably going to be the call on the field stands.
I don't think Larry Manover is yet. He is a crew chief, I believe.
Well, the explanation's coming from Hunter Wendelstein.
Right.
And if I overheard something as this exchange began, I heard if there was a throw made, which was what I was wondering. If Forsythe had made a throw, even if it were 3 seconds late, they may have called a double play. But since there was no move made to try to get a double play, I think the umpires have decided not to rule a double play. I'll bet you the explanation that was given, and you're right, it was a terrible slide by Goodrum. It was a bad
slide.
I'll bet the explanation that was given to Paul was that there was no relay throw made, and that's why they did not rule a double play.
Well, that ball wasn't hit hard enough for actually, I don't think, to turn a double play with Matuk hustling down that line.
First and third, 2 down. McCann, the batter. And now 1-1.
inning, 3 singles, a walk, and 2 runs so far. Swing, strike 2. We were talking about it in Oakland, how May brings a lot of swing and miss stuff to the mound. With a variety of pitches. Very high with a fastball. We'll have the top of the lineup due up in the bottom of the 8th inning, but now they're down a run.
I also talked about May. He's got starter type stuff. Good curveball, slider, okay changeup.
Popped up just over our heads. I'm sure studies have been done, because both starters and relievers have had the Tommy John surgery. But on the back end of the surgery, I'm sure there's been studies done as to what role would be less stressful on the surgically repaired elbow. Joe Nathan's had it. Joe Mays had it done. Runner goes. And that is a foul ball, not by much. Joe Nathan had it done twice. Boy, Castellanos better not miss the signs.
I think Dave Clark told him.
He was 3 feet away from him, looking right at him. 2-2. Down the right field line and down for a hit. Castellanos will score. Matuk around third. He's coming in on a 2-run double from James McCann. All the runs charged to Trevor Hildenberg.
Well, they got a fastball, and McCann just slicing it the other way. And Matuk and his speed, you see him taking off with two outs. He scores from first base as that ball got into that corner. And Kepler had to play the carom, a couple caroms.
Tigers had just 2 hits before this inning. They've added 4 hits and a walk and 4 runs. Here's Jacoby Jones over the inside corner, a strike. Half swing. No, 1-1. Well, the ruling at second base looming very large now. Instead of what the Twins thought should have been a double play, it was not ruled a double play, even though the slide by Goodrum made contact with Forsythe. But that has at least doubled the run output. That would have ended the inning.
I know they put that play in to protect the middle infielders, but in no way, shape, or form Goodrum was trying to I think take anybody out. You clearly saw that right foot got stuck into the turf.
But yet, I think it's fair to say that the slide itself was very late. And that's what they're trying to mandate, that the runner goes down early and finishes at or near the bag. And I'm not suggesting that Goodrum made contact, but he did start his slide very late. And that's what they're trying to legislate out of the game. And there's the end of the inning. But the Tigers erupt for 4 and take a 4-1 lead.
1. Stay with us, fans, right after this baseball game. For Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. It was looking really good for Minnesota, but the bullpen and the Tigers offense in the 8th changed that. We'll break that down in the post-game show. We'll also take a look at another milestone for Joe Mauer. Fantastic on base earlier tonight in this game, and we'll bring in the clubhouse. Talk to manager Paul Mauer, get his thoughts on the strategy tonight with how the pitching lined up, and maybe guys talk about the Twins trying to rally here to get the win that they thought they had in their hip pocket about a half an hour ago.
Well, the Tigers will hand the ball to the man who's done a really good job for them in this situation. Eventually, maybe as soon as next year, he'll get the 9th inning. But right now, Joe Jimenez has been their 8th inning guy.
Yeah, 68th relief appearance, only 50 hits in 62 innings pitched, 21 walks, 3 intentional, 77 strikeouts. Victor Reyes stays in the game and takes over for Stewart in left field.
Mauer, Polanco, and Cave. Twins down by 3. Hits are even at 6 apiece.
Jimenez with a good fastball, hard slider, and a changeup.
And now 0-2. Hit number 2 tonight on an 0-2 pitch. And how many guys can do that? You take 2 strikes and then you pounce on the next pitch.
Well, you make a mistake, you know. I mean, he takes advantage of the mistakes. You're ahead in the count, but we always say Joe's got the pitcher right where he wants him. You got a fastball at 96, but Joe making great contact, picking up his 2nd hit for the Twins, their 7th.
And now Polanco trying to get aboard to get Cave up as the tying run. Over the inside corner, a strike. Backstop. Mauer to 2nd, and the throw goes into center field, and Mauer will go to 3rd. McCann thought he had a shot, and he one-hopped the throw, and now the Tiger catcher will be charged with an error.
I tell you what, I think he had a shot if that throw was over the bag. This ball came right back to McCann. See where that ball was, but it hit the limestone. McCann played to Karam. See Joe taken off right there, but a good throw may have gotten Joe. But instead, the one hopper getting past Castro, and Joe at 3rd base.
This is where the extra 2 runs the Tigers got in the top of the inning really changes everything. They might otherwise have the infield in here, but now they've got the infield back. And it's 2-1.
Yeah, it'll be a wild pitch if you're keeping score at home, allowing Joe to go from 1st to 2nd. Then the error by McCann allows him to go from 2nd to 3rd.
McCann trying to encourage him in as the wild pitches quickly advanced Mauer to 3rd base. Drink, Taylor Rogers getting loose. Swung on and missed 2-2. Fairly straight up in the infield and outfield for Polanco. Polanco strikes out on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball.
And that's what Jimenez is able to do. That's 78 strikeouts now in 62 1/3 innings. It's overpowered Polanco inside.
Twins have some power at the plate now. Inside a ball.
Jimenez, just 23 years old, out of Puerto Rico. Free agent signing by the Tigers in 2013.
Fouled back, got to pitch up. Point turn it around. 1-2. Third after his leadoff single. Just got a piece.
That looked like a changeup right there.
One and two to Cave. Punch to center. Down for a hit. Bauer will come in. The Twins will get the tying run to the plate. Good job by Cave battling with 2 strikes. And he's got his second hit of the night.
That fastball away looked like he just kind of threw the bat out at the barrel of the bat. Said, boom, here you go. Hit that ball sharply to center. Take a look at this good swing right here. Just kind of reached out. Ball away. Line drive base hit for Cave, his 41st run batted in.
A couple of 2-strike singles for the Twins this inning against Jimenez, and now Grossman takes outside. Saw the numbers when we introduced Jimenez. Grossman didn't like it, saw the ball tailing outside. Fouled back, but just 5 home runs allowed in 62 innings. It's the first thing at least the first thing I look at. You see somebody who's got a live arm to throw 97 miles per hour, but do they give up a lot of home runs? Jimenez does not, and that suggests that he's got some movement on that fastball. I think we just saw it on the called strike to Grossman. Popped up. Castro. Out number 2.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
Tying run at the plate now, and instead of Robbie Grossman, it's Tyler Austin. Austin has struck out, flied out, and grounded out.
Let's see if Tyler can catch up to that fastball that's in the upper 90s.
fouled away.
Austin has 16 home runs on the year, 8 with the Yankees, 8 with the Twins.
Last home run coming about a week and a half ago. Just off the outside corner. Good pitch by Jimenez. Better take by Austin.
Might have been the first slider he threw.
That one caught the corner.
So he came back with a better one.
Foul. Piece of can. Just double check. Not that it matters so much, but we were a little uncertain about who the crew chief was, and it is the home plate umpire, Larry Vanover. One and two to Austin, trying to tie the game up with one swing of the bat.
3 straight sliders to Austin. Ooh, had a good cut at that fastball.
One and two again to Tyler Austin. Stroke to left, solidly into the corner. Rounding second, going to third, Cave. And the throw alertly, smartly goes to second base. Tigers were playing no doubles defense. Candelario almost had his right foot on the chalk line. And Austin keeps the inning alive, and that'll get Kepler.
Well, he got a slider, and this one stayed up. Tyler putting a good swing on it. Picks up his first hit. 3rd hit of the inning for the Twins. And that brings out pitching coach Rick Anderson.
Tigers got 4 runs on 4 hits. The Twins so far have 1 on just 3 hits, but depending on what the hit is, Twins could get the game tied up, maybe take the lead here for in the Kepler's at bat. Austin keeps the inning alive. And Kepler hasn't homered in about a week and a half, too. And in tonight's game, he's gone 0 for 3. The comebacker to the mound and 2 flies to center field. Back. One strike.
I'm just looking at Kepler, his 19 home runs, 13 solo, and 6 2-run home runs. It's a 3-run home run.
Check that box. This would be a good time to do it.
Right here.
Down and away a ball. The outfield playing a couple of steps deeper. Trying to avoid an outfield double.
Max needs a fastball down.
One up, and it's back into the second deck. 1-2. Two-run double with 2 outs in the top half of this inning. We'll see if Kepler can match it. 2-2. All back. That was down and away a little bit, not in Kepler's sweet spot.
I'm just looking at that full moon over the right field fence. Max Kepler hit it to the moon.
Cave is at third. Austin at first. 2-2 to Kepler. Just outside 3-2. And Austin will be able to leave early on this 3-2 pitch. Forsythe on deck.
Take a look at the 2-2 pitch.
Not close.
Outside.
Now the double. Should tie the game with Austin leaving early.
This will be pitch number 30 for Jimenez.
Took ball 4, and now the tying run is in scoring position for Forsythe. It's a heck of a take.
Yes, it is. And here comes Ron Gardenhire.
Jimenez faced 6 men, only retired 2 of them.
Take a look at the last pitch. Wow. Okay. My goodness. Yeah. An inch?
Jimenez
Don't think so.
Mound. And the bases will be loaded with 2 down. Now the Twins are trying to match that. They'll need a hit from Logan Forsythe, and he'll try to get that hit against Alex Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson making his 58th relief appearance, 59 1/3 innings, only 50 hits allowed, 15 walks, 2 of those intentional, 39 strikeouts, and he's given up 8 home runs.
Forsythe at his return to the lineup is 0 for 2 with a walk. A hit to the outfield might tie the game. Down and away, ball 1.
A hard slider right there by Wilson. He's got a good slider. Fastball, moving fastball, two-seamer, and a curveball.
Doink, foul, 1-1. Nothing out of the ordinary for Wilson in terms of, hey, he hasn't done this well or that well. Home runs aren't out of the realm of normalcy. 8 of them, it's about 60 innings, just 15 walks. Opponent batting average of .230.
And this has always been his kind of role in the big leagues with the Boston Red Sox, and now in his 4th season with the Tigers. Kind of a setup guy for the closer.
1-1 to Forsythe. 1-2. Got a big 2-out hit from McCann. Twins needing one now from Forsythe. It's blocked by McCann. 2-2.
Oh, Wilson pulled back to that slider. You see it lands to the right of home plate.
Two to Forsythe. Pop foul out of play. Without much of an exaggeration, the 8th inning has lasted about as long as the first 7.
Well, it's probably because somebody said, boy, this game is moving right along.
Who was that?
You.
To center. Jones over a few steps to end the inning. Twins get one back. They trail 4-2. Matt Scherzer picking up his 300th strikeout of the season. First right-handed pitcher in 16 years to do that.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
Sale did it last year. Do you recall offhand what your high water mark was in terms of strikeouts in the season?
258, I think.
Okay. Well, the Nationals are in second place in their division now. They've gotten past the Phillies and fallen back to 500. Oliver Drake will pitch the 9th inning for the Twins. And the first man he will face is Tawel Lugo.
Yeah, Drake's done a good job since joining the Twins. Of course, he pitched for 4 other teams prior, but you see the numbers. Fastball, splitter. He's got a nasty split finger.
And a first pitch strike to Lugo
with the splitter.
You know, I'm talking with Paul Molitor about Drake. I suppose it's been a couple of weeks ago already. With his delivery, you know, he brings the arm back and he sweeps it straight over the top and finishes right in front of the rubber. And we see it from up here, and I think you see it from the center field camera too. There's not a lot of east and west to him. I mean, the pitches are, you know, all headed toward the plate, and he's more of a vertical pitcher than a horizontal pitcher, if that makes any sense. That was too vertical. That was high.
Well, you can tell by the delivery. You know, most guys will throw 3/4. He's more right on top.
Right. But I mean, the motion of the arm will dictate the motion of the baseball, and his is literally back and forth. There's no side to side at all in the motion of the arm. Fouled away. Two and two. Tapper foul.
You know, you really pull for guys like Oliver Drake because a lot of years in the minor leagues, you know, ended up signing with the Orioles out of the Naval Academy. Came up with the Orioles in 2015, but more or less for a cup of coffee for the first 3 years. Went to Milwaukee and pitched okay, but then this year again, 5 different clubs now. So he did not give up on himself. He felt he could pitch at the major league level. He's been given more an opportunity here, I think, he did the other prior teams that he pitched for this year.
Two and two. East-west action, and he fills the count. Lugo, Castro, and Candelario here in the Tiger ninth.
Gonna make this guy swing the bat.
Wish he hadn't right now.
Ouch. Even though he had that pad on, still got smart.
Decent chance, I would think he's got a pad on because he's trying to protect a bruise already. Three and two. And one at the knees, a fastball. Lugo took it for the first out.
And Drake picking up the strikeout, his 18th in 17 2/3 innings.
Now Castro.
Tenth pitch in the at bat. It's a good strike.
And now outside 1-1.
Castro picked up his first big league hit, and it triggered a 4-run 8th inning. One and two.
Not a good swing at that splitter right there. Castro, only 24 years old. He signed young with the Tigers out of Venezuela. 8 minor league seasons, a .276 hitter in the minor leagues. Not much power. Almost 2,500 minor league at-bats.
Grounder to short. About 7 hops later, Polanco throws him out. 2 down. And that brings up Candelario. Twins off-season baseball camps are back. They're presented by select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue developing their skills, as well as prepare for tryouts and the start of a new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. For a full schedule and registration, go to twinsbaseball.com/training. Gonna miss those last couple ones because I expect I'll be in spring training next year. Otherwise, I'd enroll in the baseball clinics.
You're going to be in the fantasy camp. You learn so much there.
But not in terms of baseball skills.
Oh.
My education there has more to do with
after hours.
Well, no, I don't want to give people the wrong impression.
Oh, come on. They know.
Social skills.
Okay.
I've learned more social skills because of the fantasy camp. 1 and 2 to Candelario. Fly ball center field. Cave retreats a few steps.
Let's get 3 runs.
Another good inning for Oliver Drake. And the Twins head to their last series of at-bats down a couple of runs. Had a 1-0 lead through 7, and then the Tigers erupted for 4. Twins got one back. Need 2 more here in the bottom of the 9th, starting with A-Ray Adrianza, who will hit against the closer, Shane Green.
Yeah, Shane Green, you see 31 saves and 37 save opportunities. Former starter when he came up with in the big leagues with the New York Yankees. And then they did some starting with Detroit, but now in the bullpen and having success as a closer.
Adrianza will lead things off in the 9th, then Astudillo and Mauer. Now the Twins have some names on their bench, like Rosario, Sano,
even Garver, but none are expected to be available. Rosario's done for the year. Sano might come back, we think, in the Chicago series. Stroke to right, a line drive right to Lugo. And Adrianza stunk the ball for the third time tonight. Only has one hit. Bring up Astudillo.
Boy, Adrianza hit this ball right on the button.
He lined out to Castro his last time up, got the single in the second.
I think that's Castro there, I believe, isn't it?
No, that's Lugo, I believe.
That's Lugo?
No, that's Castro.
Yeah.
Who's moved to second, which is his natural position. Lugo is out, but Cosma is in at shortstop. That's the confusion.
Yes.
One down, and here's Astudillo. So Lugo is the young middle infielder taken out of the game with Castro moving to second. One strike to Astudillo.
One thing Green has, he has a good sinking fastball. Slider changeup.
Foul back, now 2 strikes.
That was a slider right there. Slider type cutter.
After Cosma is in at short, moved Castro over to second. Landed 4 feet in front of the plate. 1-2.
Green, 29 years old, like originally signed by the Yankees. Came over to Detroit, the winner of 2014.
Mentioned he used to start. I remember when he first came to Detroit, he jumped out like 4-0. Looked like, you know, the last thing Twins hitters wanted to see from Detroit was somebody else to mix in with
Verlander,
Scherzer, and guys like that. And then the league kind of caught on to Green, and they converted him to a reliever. Now 3-2 to Astudillo. He's only walked once, but this would be a good one to take with the top of the lineup due up next. Chop to short, a 2-hopper. Cosma over to Goodrum, 2 down. Jake Odorizzi will make his final start of the year tomorrow. He'll make his start against Matthew Boyd, who's really tied up the Twins a bunch of times this year. So that'll be an interesting ball game. Odorizzi making his 32nd start of the year. Odorizzi's pitched well as of late. He'd like to add one more to a strong finish. Here's Bauer, 2 sharp singles and a line out to left and a ground ball double play, trying to keep the game alive for Polanco. Over for a strike. Couple of hits tonight. Bauer's average up to 278. One and one.
2-1. Twins down to their last out. Left field corner, and now down to their last strike. If this is Mauer's last year, he will finish his career all those years with all those at-bats, plate appearances, with only one season of 100 strikeouts. It was 3 years ago in 2015. Takes a ball, 3-2.
Green missed with that slider, 2-2. So don't want to walk him right here. Joe should get a fastball. 2-run lead for the Tigers with Polanco on deck.
Took ball 4, and the game's still alive. Now it's Polanco's turn. He's got a couple hits tonight.
If you're thinking home run, Polanco has 6 home runs. 3 of them from either side of the plate. And Green has allowed 12 home runs on the year.
Two strikeouts, 2 hits for Polanco. In there for a strike. And another one on the edge, and it's 0-2.
He's got that sinking fastball. He's got good movement on it. You see the movement at 95, just off the plate, but called a strike. And there's strike 3 slider.
Polanco heads back to the dugout. The Tigers come from behind and beat the Twins 4-2.
Cole Stewart wins 6 shutout innings, 75 pitches. You'd wonder, okay, maybe he could have had one more. Instead, the bullpen came in. Trevor Hildenberger did not have it in tonight.
And so the last homestand of the year begins with a Detroit win over the Twins.
We'll break down how the Tigers got to the Minnesota bullpen. We'll also take a look at another record-setting night for Joe Mauer, and we'll hear from the manager, Paul Molitor. All next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink.